It's a military mantra, and it can apply to many circumstances with risk. Let's talk about applying the concept of slow is smooth and smooth is fast to our climbing. Hello everyone, I'm Jason. It's May, and May is Mental Health Awareness Month in the United States. So like I did last year, I'm going to spend some time talking about the mental aspects of climbing.
Well guys, I'm super proud of you both. You guys really dealt with adversity well today.
These mental approach videos will cover some topics that resonate with me. And I do add each one to the Mental Health Awareness Month playlist where you can see what resonates with you. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. It's a line I've kept in my head during some of my most dangerous moments in the mountains. I learned it from a military veteran friend of mine who is also a climber. The example he gave me in a military context is that you try not to run and shoot at the same time because you can't aim, despite what the movies show us. For me, the application of this thinking has shown up frequently in climbing. Here's some examples of circumstances where I have found it useful. First, let's talk about endurance. This is akin to the parable of the tortoise and the hare. If you rev up your engine into the anaerobic zone, you are putting a cap on the duration you can keep that heart rate. That doesn't mean you never go fast. Sure, get out of that rockfall zone at speed. But if I am, say, outrunning a storm over many miles, I'm not going to get out of harm's way faster by moving fast and then having to rest in turn. Second, what about just powerful movements? Well, let's look at this example from bouldering. Here I am climbing the same route. In the first version, I'm using all the footholds. In the second version, I skip footholds. I climb them in pretty much the same amount of time, but the fatigue I experience from the second version is much higher. Third, altitude. This is just science. I did a whole video on acclimatization, and if there's ever a perfect time to live by slow is smooth and smooth is fast, this is it. If we go too high, too fast, we end up risking altitude sickness or even edemas, swelling of the lungs or brain. Fourth is system transitions. A classic example is tying knots. If I'm rushing the job of tying a knot, I am more likely to fumble the rope or have to spend more time redressing or the like. But we can expand this. What about going from up to down? What about moving from a running belay to pitching out a climb? Heck, what about just tying in? Anytime we transition into or out of a safety system, we have an opportunity to make really consequential mistakes if we rush through them. Fifth, we can talk about technique. Let's just take something as simple as moving down a snow slope. There are times to just plunge step or even glissade, but there are times when snow conditions, like hard snow, might demand a more precise form of movement. Or maybe we need to be precise with a rock climbing handhold or a foothold, which is easier to do when moving slowly enough to make precision possible. So while we probably shouldn't always go slowly or smoothly, I have found myself saying slow is smooth and smooth is fast in my head when I'm feeling the pull to rush. That doesn't mean that I won't sometimes override it and decide rushing makes the most sense, but far more often I realize that I am compounding errors by rushing. Do you have any mental models or aphorisms that you find help you when you are in the mountains or on a climb? Let us know about what it is and how it helps in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, do all the things. For more information, you can go to our website at www.shortguysbetaworks.com, or maybe check out this video from last year on the nuances of habits, or check out the entire Mental Health Awareness Month series. We'll see you next week and keep on getting more out of that big outside.